This was one of my favorite cutscenes in the Negro League Storylines mode. This was a player by the name of Satchel Paige. He was a pitcher who threw 55 no-hitters. This was a cutscene where he had an opposing player talk bad about him, saying slurs to him. You know what words I'm talking about. I'm not trying to say them because I'm not trying to get canceled on here. But he had this guy heckling at him, and he told his first baseman, Buck O'Neil, hey, bring in the infielders, bring in the outfields. I could do this by my solo dolo dolly.
Strike two. Can Satchel really do this? Got him. Who needs a defense behind you anyway?
That was 100% one of my favorite cutscenes. When I saw the infielders and outfielders come in, I was like, wait, what? Are they really going to do this? And I was really surprised that Sony San Diego Studios, Ramon Russell, they were able to do this. Not only for Satchel Paige, but for all of the players. They had very good cutscenes for all of the players. I had fun playing it. I learned a lot, actually. Satchel Paige, he had these things where his pitches didn't have the normal names that we have today. He didn't have a four-seam fastball. He didn't have a two-seamer. He didn't have a curve, 12-6 curve, whatever the name of the pitches that we have today are. Those were not the name of his pitches. His pitches had specific names that he wanted it to have for himself. And I really like that, because when you go into the game and you play the actual game, the gameplay, and you select a pitch, it won't have the name of a fastball. It won't have the name of a changeup. It will have the name of what he gave that pitch. And I really like that. I actually hope that's something that they could add to Road to the Show, you know? Let me have a pitcher, and if my pitch is so good that I can name my pitch, let me do that. Let me allow to name my fastball the missile or something like that, the launcher, whatever you want to name it. Another cool cutscene here was Hilton Smith. He was a pitcher and an outfielder. He was teammates with Satchel Paige. And he had a cool cutscene where he relieved Satchel Paige of 3 innings. Satchel Paige pitched 3 innings, and then Hilton Smith came in and pitched 7 innings. I really like that cutscene as well. Another one was with Rube Foster. He was a pitcher, a manager, an executive, and a first baseman. And he was actually the one who organized the Negro Leagues. He was a player who created the screwball, but he called it a fadeaway, like in basketball, you know, when you do a little fadeaway. He called his screwball the fadeaway. Later on, he showed that screwball to Christy Mathewson, who went on, and he went to have a Hall of Fame career. But what really caught my eye in this cutscene was that, you know, you're interacting with other people from different teams. They were able to do that. They were able to bring these stuff to life, and I really liked that. And what it made me think about was Road to the Show. Like, yo, this is something that could 100% be implemented into Road to the Show. Let's say I have not beef with a certain opponent, but let's say I have a certain relationship with a teammate or an ex-teammate. I have a good relationship, and we meet up in a series. Let's have a cutscene where we're talking together, where we're speaking, catching up. Hey, how you been? Oh, I've been good. How are you? You know, just little things like that I really liked about the cutscenes here in the Negro League Storylines, because it brings you to life. It really brings you to life. First, you have Bob Kendrick, you know, teaching you about these players, and you're like, okay, that's cool. But once you get into the game and you actually see what they look like, and, you know, the new bat sounds, which makes it even more realistic. I really like the new bat sounds. It all comes together. And the whole time I'm playing this, it just made me think about Road to the Show, and how in the future, this could be how Road to the Show might be, you know, because this was a documentary type of thing. Storylines is a documentary type of style with a little bit of moments. If you played Moments before, it's a lot like Moments, because you're technically playing specific moments out of these players' careers. But I really like the way they did it, where it's like episodes. So you're learning one thing, then you're learning the next, and then you get a instant where the player switched teams, so now he has a different jersey in another cutscene. Or maybe he doesn't know how to hit a curveball. There was a player who didn't know how to hit the curveball, and they showed a cutscene where he's learning how to hit the curveball. He's striking now, but then eventually he gets it. He learns how to hit the curveball. And that player is actually right here, Martin Dihigo. He was the best player in this Negro League series. Not my favorite, because there were some other guys. There was a lot of stories that I really liked, but overall, this guy's a beast, yo. This guy played first base, second base, third base. shortstop, catcher, left field, center field, and right field. And I think he pitched. No, I don't think he pitched. That's the only thing he didn't do, if I'm mistaken. But I actually think he pitched as well. He played every position possible. And you can see here that he's actually learning how to hit the curveball, which is something that they mentioned. Right here, he's learning how to catch the ball in the outfield, throwing it to second. Those are little things that I really enjoyed. It really makes you immersed into the game. And I really enjoyed the mode, but overall, I finished it. There's nothing I could really do now. But I just hope that this is something that they could implement into other modes as well, like Road to the Show or Franchise.